Dysfunctional theological imagination. I just read that term in this book, and it made me think of Crypto Pastor.
I said, Lord, you told me to do this.
And there's a line in this book that kind of gets into, hey, look, white supremacy and white exceptionalism affects the way that white evangelical Christians interact with their faith. They believe that they can hear from God and that they're destined for great things, and that obviously has devastating consequences. It has in the past on a collective level with the doctrine of discovery all over the world, and manifest destiny specifically here in North America. And this line right here I thought was really interesting, where he kind of breaks down how kind of white supremacy and theology mix. Here we go. The belief that the theological imagination allows the Christian to connect with the divine can lead the Christian to assume that they speak from a position of privilege, chosen and preferred by God, and that the Christian has the capacity to know what is best for the rest of the world. That sounds like Crypto Pastor to me on just an individual level. I think what this book is going over, the history of the doctrine of discovery, is that theological imagination on a collective level, the collective church, and what it chose to do. It's the destiny believing that it is, white church believing that it is destined to control all these different parts of the world. But I think what we're seeing now is the same thing on an individual level. And what I find really upsetting is that there is no reckoning between how Christians have seen themselves collectively and the devastating effects that has had on indigenous populations all over the world, and then what Christians are individually doing now. That you can walk into a church, many churches, and be bombarded with, hey, you can hear from God, just sit down and pray, God can tell you what to do about X, Y, and Z, not recognizing that there is an unbroken chain of connection between the collective theological delusions of 300, 400, 500 years ago and the individual theological delusions that we're seeing today.